Isn't it a shame that the president of Nigeria should be going out for treatment? Can't even fix up a clinic in the estate house to take care of Mr. President. What does it take? The only thing it takes is a political will. There was probably all those who started the federal medical centers in, I think it was in every state or in every geopolitical zone. That was the idea. That at least if we cannot make every hospital good enough, let's have a few that we can rely on. And there's no reason why we shouldn't have been able to have it. They were built for that purpose. The National Hospital was built to be a center of excellence. Well, people go there now not to. The only thing left there are the structures, but even the equipment have. And the doctors that used to be there, politicization has overtaken the place. It's a shame. So we have so many things that could be done differently. And when the present regime came, the things they are doing differently don't seem to be differently in the right direction. One would expect to have things much better. I have people who are coming here to beg. They were the old people, the normal good beggars whom we know. But we're having a fresh set of beggars now. People who never begged before. And now...
And it's because of the situation and conditions of the country.
Yeah. Apart from those who had the jobs but don't have job anymore. They have lost their jobs. And it is terrible for a responsible gentleman. You have your family, looking after your wife and children, and suddenly you are unable.
And Your Eminence, the other thing that really worries Nigerians is when a government says, oh, we need to sacrifice, we need to, contribute. And then people say that the government is not leading by example. I was watching TV too a few days ago, and a young person was arguing that our president says we should, sacrifice. And he's buying a new jet, and he's globetrotting, and the ministers fly first class, and so many things going wrong. Another thing they talk about is corruption that is still endemic 2 years after we have a new government.
Not only endemic, but growing. We are no longer talking of stealing of millions. It's always trillions now that have been stolen. Billions and trillions. Which really has no reference to the reality of the people who are told to make do with a minimum wage of 70,000 naira a month that is not even being paid. Now, my regular drugs for BP and sugar is costing no less than 50,000 every month. If I was on a 70,000 naira pension, how will I manage? And I'm told that many people who had been on those medications before, when it was costing about 20,000, 15,000 a month, they can no longer afford it. And we are not surprised that every now and again we hear this one has dropped dead, that one has dropped dead. Because they'll try and look for alternatives. They buy other cheaper drugs, which are not currently doing the job. Or they go for agbo, or all kinds of native remedies, which has its own limits. Well, we are not supposed to have a nation that will make us live forever, but at least let us live decently for a reasonable length of time in this world. And that is what we are still waiting for. As for the lifestyle of government, It's not only that they spent too much on themselves. Typical example is the so-called allowances that have been carved for themselves by the members of the National Assembly. Up to now, we don't have a clear picture of the exact amount of money each takes home every month, but they say it's nothing less than 10 million every month for each of them taking home. And none of them is complaining about that. And they know that the minimum wage is 70,000. What are we in the same country? The result is that those who should be taking of the ordinary Nigerian are not feeling the kind of pressure that is on them, which explains the quality of discussion you get in the National Assembly. They are not discussing things that concern the ordinary Nigerian. There are all kinds of fanciful projects that they are talking about, and the government sends all kinds of fanciful bills. And they congratulate. We are congratulating ourselves every now and again with nice statistics that we say GDP has increased, that we have cleared all our debts, and blatant, is it untruth or lies? I don't know how to call them. The things that are being said that are not really true, but we are supposed to take it like that. You cannot run a nation. The nation cannot survive very much on that. Like I said, are we going to have a free and fair election? If we are going to have a free and fair election, then 2037 should give us opportunity to pass our judgment on how this government has treated us. And we need to have alternatives presented to us for us to move forward without killing and destroying ourselves.